All right, so Ford GT versus 56 F100. So let me go grab my Ford GT first. My garage is full, so good luck buying anything right now. And I think it's modified right now, but let me make sure it's stock. And then once we make sure it's stock, then we'll take it out of the road, the highway. We'll give you guys a sound clip. We'll go ahead and run it out on the highway itself. And then we will see. Oh, wow, it is completely stock. But just to prove it, we will reset so that there's no question that of whether or not it is good to go. So, with that being said, it is good to go now. And we're just waiting for it to be good to go. The Drifter 549 says the beard is on point, Tomcat. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Ken, we'll see you in a bit. All right, off to the highway. Let's see what this thing can do stock. And I know we've run this thing a couple of times. Not as much as some of the other cars that we've had on the show, but like it's had a little bit of airtime now. But it hasn't really had any airtime against an old Ford F100. Slipping that clutch. Say what you will about the sound of this car. It's not really like... I don't know, a lot of people don't like the way this car sounds, but I think a lot of people think that they have to dislike it on principle because it's a V6 and not a V8, and it's like, you know, oh, it's supposed to be a V8, it's Ford GT. I feel like, though, this was a way for them to showcase some of the new technology that they've been working on, and, you know, yes, I get it. It's similar-ish to the EcoBoost V6 that they have in the F-150 EcoBoost. But the only thing with that is, like, the only similarity is, like, the block design. Everything else is completely different. At least as far as my understanding goes, the only similarity is, like, sort of kind of the block design. But what do you guys think it's going to run through the speed trap? Stock Ford GT. Let's see in the chat. Stock 2017 Ford GT. All right, let's see. We got 150. We've got, let's see, what else? 171, 183, 172, 147, 202. I think that's a little bit optimistic. 178. All right, let's see. 168. 3, 2, 1, go. The revs kind of bounced around a little bit there, but no big deal. We got it. It's definitely fast. I mean, even with all the aero that it has, it's still very fast in a straight line. 190 miles an hour. So it was a lot faster than anybody predicted. I mean, Tommy was thinking it'd be up in the 2s. I mean, with a couple of bolt-on mods, it would be in the 2s. But as far as it is right now, I mean, that's still a really good speed. A lot of people were within like 10 miles an hour of it. So now, back to the house to grab a 56 F100 and see what that thing does stock, and then see what it does when it's modified. Now, of course, to make it competitive, we will be swapping the engine out. I don't really see any problem with doing that because it's up against such a massive opponent that, you know, we're asking a 1956 pickup truck to go 190 miles an hour. I mean, that idea in itself is just bonkers. That's mind-explodingly bonkers. So, you know, again, with that being said, I think it's got its work cut out for it for sure. So, off to Ford and off to the 56 F100. I'm sure we have one. I think it's actually got a drift tune on it right now, but hey, no, we have a stock one. Oh, buddy, this is going to be fun. Fully stock one, dude. Oh, somebody in the chat was like, the Corvette C8 is faster than the Ford GT, and it's less than half the price. Yeah, we know. The whole internet knows right now, but, you know, that is what it is. I mean, the Ford GT came out a lot earlier, but it's still very impressive as to what Chevy's been able to do with the new C8. So, stock, this thing's going to be a one-wheel peely boy and a slow boy. God, the gap between third and fourth is huge. Look at that gap. That's crazy. Uh-oh. Ah, I looked at the chat. You have to be... Oh, my God. I'm locking up one rear tire under braking. Drum brake, boys. Jeez, it's actually... I mean, it's slow, but it's not as slow as I had thought it was going to be, because I was kind of dreading driving this thing. Not going to lie. I was kind of dreading driving it because I was worried about, you know... I was worried about how slow it was going to be. And, oh, God. Whoa! Yeah, I was worried about how slow it was going to be. And it's pretty slow. It's pretty slow. But for what it is, it's actually not as slow as I had worried it was going to be. So that's actually kind of a good thing. All right, let's see some guesses out there in the chat, people. Let's see, 131, 102, 82, 90, 95, 100, 100, 130, 108, 103, 3, 2, 1, power! It's kind of a big gap from second to third, but the gap from third to fourth is even bigger. Yeah, this will we'll just shut down anything that comes to race us. Like, yeah, oh, do not move. I was like, please do not move, dude. It's exceeding a lot of people's expectations. Oh my God! 102 miles an hour. Tommy freaking got it. Oh my God, Tommy freaking called it. Wow. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. All right, so now off to build our little F100. We're going to make this thing a riot to drive. We're going to make this thing an absolute riot to drive. And we're going to make it so that it really has nothing to effectively worry about. We only need to gain another 90 miles an hour. We only need to gain another 90 miles an hour. And I am stoked to run this thing. I am so stoked to run this thing. Oh, boy. So, the Ford GT is S1 900, right? I just want to make sure that's what it is before I go building this thing. Yep. So, I'm going to use that as our kind of target range. And then we're going straight to the engine swap. So, 6.2 V8. I at least want to keep it V8. Positive displacement supercharger. Whiny boys. And drag tires. This is gonna be so dumb, but it's gonna be so worth it. I'm gonna leave the stock wheels on it just to be that guy. Just to be that guy. You know what I mean? I'm going to leave the stock wheels on it. I am taking the bumpers off, though. Well, you can't do it in the back. Oh, yes, you can. I was going to say, like, RIP. I think I'm going to run without that, too. Just for, like, as much as we can do in the weight reduction department as possible. And then, let's see. We'll do brakes. Or we might as well do brakes. Holy slammed. Wow. Yeah, that is massively slammed. Race weight reduction, 2,600 pounds. This is so slammed. Like, that is slammed to a level that wow. You don't normally see things that are that slammed. We're trying to keep it under S1 900, but I feel like we could probably do everything in here and stay under that. We can. Yeah, we can fully build it. Because we've already done race cams and a race supercharger, so everything else doesn't really add all that much PI. So with that being said, we're pretty good to go in terms of, like, yeah, the race supercharger's already in there. The race intercooler's already in there. The race oil and cooling's already in there. And top it off with the race flywheel at S1 838. So, at the end of the day, we have a very, very intense little red pickup truck on our side, I think. Yeah, no, this is going to be fun. This is going to be properly fun. I think it's going to be pretty good off the line too. The only thing is, I mean, yeah, it's got drag tires, but we haven't tuned it and there's no weight in the back and it's raining. Ooh! With the drag tires, it's a little scary. Like, not gonna lie, it's a little scary. It hooks in second, though. Let's see if with the drag tires it'll slide the roundabout. I'm sure it will, but I do love that instant power of the supercharger. But with the race cams, it definitely does like to be up top, too. Oh. With the drag tires, it really wants to straighten itself out. So you kind of have to come in with the e-brake and sort of poke it a little bit. Every once in a while, you have to poke it with the handbrake. All right. So, what are we guessing? The stock Ford GT ran 190 miles an hour. What about our fully built F100? Y'all post your guesses in the chat while I kind of realign the truck here. 185. What else we got? Trace says 200 dead. Lego Maker says 199. Tommy says 210. Let's see. 196, 187, 183. 3, 2, 1. Power. Go, 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 go! I let off at the beginning, and I hit a traffic car. I'm trying it again. I'm really pulling for this thing. I wanted to do well, and I wanted to win. Oh, I wanted to win. I wanted to win. Oh, but there's only so much I can do for it to hopefully get it to win, so. All right, let's try this one more time. One more time. All right, now to stay in the throttle. That's better already. Well, that's way too far. No! That's way too far. $185. So it almost did. Like, we were almost there, but... We were almost there, but not quite. Not quite. It put up a good fight, but... Still 5 miles an hour off of the stock Ford GT.